Thanks for joining in, and nice to have you here. I just stumbled on something which has made me bullish on Tesla. Please note, none of this is financial advice or any form of advice. It's a discussion where Tesla's barrier to entry was mentioned. If you are like me and don't know what barrier to entry is, Investopedia describes it as an economics and business term, describing factors that can prevent or impede newcomers into a market or industry sector and so limit competition. These barriers have gotten higher in Tesla's favor. It's a short clip of about 6 minutes, but if you don't have the time, here is a quick summary. I would urge you to listen to the clip though, as it contains more information, but if you need to go, I totally respect that. So to summarize. Barrier 1. Battery technology. Tesla's battery pack costs so much lower than other manufacturers. As such, other manufacturers would lose money to compete as they are 3 to 4 years behind. Barrier 2. Chip design. Tesla is the only auto manufacturer to have designed its own chip. Similar to how upstart Apple overtook Nokia and Motorola with their iPhone launch. Barrier 3. Data. Tesla has billions and billions of miles, real-world driving data that it has accumulated. And you know what they say, data is the new gold. Barrier 4. Over-the-air updates, which makes the cars better over time with each update. And also Tesla's ability to scale electric vehicle manufacturing in the way no one else does. Now for more details.
Thanks. We have to talk, of course, about electrical vehicles, and your bet in that technology vector, of course, is Tesla. And there's a lot of debate about Tesla. Have the bar been raised in terms of being a car manufacturer? There's certainly a lot of new car manufacturers out there, and there's some great numbers from Credit Suisse that since 1950 there hasn't been a U.S. company with a starting point of $6 billion of revenue that grew for 50% annualized for 10 years, as Elon Musk says that he believes Tesla can do. So the question to you is, do you think that Tesla is this one outlier that will defy all the previous numbers we have on U.S. companies in terms of the growth opportunities? Is it that big?
We do believe it is that big. So if you look at the revenue growth the last 5 years, it's compounded at roughly 48% per year. And that was, as you recall, when Tesla was experiencing quite a bit of controversy. Our forecast for the next 10 years is in the 50 to 60% range, depends if you take our bull or our bear case. And there are a few reasons. There are 4 barriers to entry that seem to have gotten higher in Tesla's favor. The first is battery technology. So Tesla is the only car manufacturer, with the exception of just a couple in China, the only car manufacturer that decided to ride down the cost curve of the consumer electronics industry using batteries that we find in our laptops, our cell phones. And when Tesla decided to do that, auto manufacturers actually laughed at it, as did auto analysts, because there were advertised or publicized battery blowups on airplanes, and so there was a banning of that kind of battery. So, because of that, its costs are so much lower today. The cost of its battery or its battery pack system is so much lower than other auto manufacturers that if they really want to compete with Tesla, they're going to have to lose money in electric vehicles while their gas-powered vehicle sales are falling. The alternative will be less power or less range. So we're seeing a lot of permutations around that. So battery, still 3 to 4 years ahead in terms of cost declines of other auto manufacturers who decided to use lithium-ion pouch technology as opposed to the cylindrical batteries that Tesla uses. The second barrier to entry, and this I think is the critical one from a valuation and a growth point of view. Tesla is the only auto manufacturer to have designed its own chip. Tesla is taking a leaf from Apple's book. If you remember in the day, Apple was the upstart. Nokia, Motorola, and Ericsson were the winners in the cell phone space. Apple was this upstart that had the point of view, Steve Jobs, that this was not just a phone, it was going to become a computer in our pockets. And he was right. And I'll never forget the delight I felt when I was able to access the internet on my phone. I just thought this was revolutionary. The others didn't follow. They didn't have their own chip. They didn't have the vision. And today, even today, when Apple's market share has gone down to 12%, it takes most of the profits out of the global smartphone market. And then the other two barriers to entry. So the artificial intelligence chip, why is that important? This is all about autonomous travel. And it's the only one doing this. And we believe that the other barrier to entry they have is the billions upon billions upon billions of miles of real world driving data that Tesla has accumulated, so that with its AI expertise, Andrej Karpathy is the expert in autonomous transportation. They now have more corner cases to train their systems on than any other company. It's not going to be possible for these companies to catch up, because Tesla already has more than a million robots, including my Model 3, roaming around, collecting data and sending it back every day. And then the other barrier to entry, which I'm surprised this one still exists, is over-the-air software updates. I got my Model 3 in 2018, and I've never had to take it in for a problem. Tesla apparently has diagnosed any problems I've had and corrected them before I see them or experience them. The only problem I've had is a nail in a tire. And of course, software could not correct that. But that was it. And so those four barriers to entry have given Tesla the lead. Our base case is $3,000 in 5 years from $800 today. And our confidence in that has grown, because what we're seeing now is Tesla able to scale EV manufacturing in a way that no one else, except perhaps BYD in China, no one else is doing this yet. And Tesla had to go through a huge learning curve to get there. This is not like the manufacturing of traditional autos. It's a completely different game. And so we believe that Tesla's market share, we used to say we thought Tesla would take 25% of the electric vehicle market in 5 years. Now we're saying we believe Tesla will take 25% of the total vehicle market in 5 years. And we think electric will be nearly half of total vehicles sold.
A big shout out to Steen and Peter of Saxo Bank and Cathie of ARK Invest for this information-packed interview. A link to the full video is in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to their channel if you find value. So that is all for today. Till I come your way again, stay safe.